What's up, guys? This is going to be the full card breakdown for UFC Vegas 7, Munhoz versus Edgar. It's coming up later today, 6 o'clock start time for the prelims. Not a whole lot of star power on this card, but there's definitely some exciting fighters. You know, there are some dogs, so it's going to be an exciting card regardless. I'm going to get straight into it this week. I'll get back to the capper callouts. I think, you know, with the week that he had last week, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm going to focus on the bets on this card because there's a lot of dogs and a parlay as well. So I'm going to get straight into it. First fight of the night. We got Timur Valiev and Trevin Jones. So Jones is coming in as a late replacement here. I don't really think Valiev is the guy you want to come in as a late replacement, but both of these guys are making their UFC debut. I think Jones will come to fight. He did look in shape at the weigh-in. Valiev's quick, though. He's got some power in his hands. He's going to go for the kill, and I think he might be able to get it done, but it could go to decision here. I am going to go with Valiev. I'm going to say by decision. Next up, we got Matthew Semelsberger and Carlton Minus. So there was no tape on Carlton Minus that I could find, so I don't really have a good read on this fight. At the weigh-ins, they both look like they were in decent shape, but I definitely say that Semelsberger was the bigger guy. It looked like he was in better shape as well, and I was kind of surprised that he's a dog. I'm not sure what the line's sitting at now. I'm not interested in a bet on this fight, but I'll go with Semelsberger by decision, but not really a confident pick there. Then we got Ike Villanuava and Jordan Wright. Again, this is another tough one. Jordan Wright is going to be the smaller guy here, though. I noticed his last weigh-in was at 185. Villanueva is a bigger guy. He has decent boxing as well, so if he catches Wright, I could see it being a quick night, but it could get interesting. I'm going to go with Villanueva by decision in this one, but definitely not interested in a bet in that one either. So then we got Austin Hubbard and Joe Solecki. So this is going to be the first dog of the night. Austin Hubbard, he's always coming up as a dog. I bet on him in his last fight against Roshkov, I believe it was. The guy who came in with all the hype as a wrestler in his debut in the UFC. Previous to that, he took on Marco Madsen, another really good wrestler, so he does have some experience against grapplers, and I think that's what Solecki's going to be looking to do here. So I do like Hubbard as a dog. I think he might be able to outpace him and, you know, tire him out, possibly pick up a late finish or even a decision. Solecki's tough, though. You know, I wouldn't even be surprised if he caught him with a shot. I think he probably is going to look to make it a grind-heavy fight, or he might even look to catch Austin. I don't know really what the game plan is going to be from Solecki in this one, but he is more of a grapple-heavy fighter. But Austin Hubbard has looked good against wrestlers, so we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely going to be going with Hubbard as the dog, though. I'm going to say by decision in that one. Then we got Daniel Rodriguez and Dwight Grant. This is an interesting one. I could really see this going either way with these guys catching each other, just because Rodriguez likes to get in the pocket. Dwight Grant has some decent striking, so I do lean towards Rodriguez, though. He has looked good in his last few fights. He's got some UFC experience now. He looks comfortable in there. Some good boxing, and, you know, even shot for some takedowns here and there. So I think that might be a good game plan against Dwight Grant. Just grapple a little bit and then tire him out, catch him with a shot late. But I think Rodriguez could get it done here. I'm going to say by TKO in the third round. Then we got Maria Agapova and Shayna Dobson. So one of the lines that I noticed in this one is the over 1.5 at, I think it was plus 150. I could see that happening. Agapova is a good fighter. She's really technical. I do think she's going to pick up the win here, but I could even see it going to a full decision. So I'm going to take a small shot on the over 1.5. But I think the Dobson is outclassed here. I'm going to go with Agapova by TKO in the third round. Next up, we got Amanda Lemos and Mizuki Inoue. So this is the second bet. I actually put this bet in a while ago, closer to when the line dropped. I don't know that there's as much value now. I think that it's closer to a pick'em. I wouldn't put a bet in on this line, to be honest, but I do like Amanda Lemos to win. Mizuki Inoue has some decent names on her record. I watched a few of her fights. She does put the pressure on, and my only issue with this bet is Amanda Lemos does have a loss on her record where she did gas out pretty badly, actually. But she does look in good shape, and I'm sure she's been working on that after that issue with the cardio, right? So I do think that she has some power in her leg kicks, some power in her striking in general, and she got a submission finish in her last fight. Inoue is good on the ground, though, so, you know, not as worried about a submission threat. But I do like Lemos to win. I'm going to say Lemos by TKO in the second round. Then we got Mike Rodriguez and Marcin Prachnio. So Marcin Prachnio in the fights that I watched, I wasn't impressed. In his 2 UFC fights, he got put out in both of them, I believe. I'm just going to look at that real quick. But I think he did get finished in both. I know in the last one that I watched the Sam Alvey fight, and Ankalaev put him away as well. No shame in an Ankalaev loss. Not really even in Sam Alvey, right? He can catch anybody, but Sam Alvey even looked surprised that he walked at him with his hands down like that and just got folded up. So I can't pick him in this fight. I'm going to go with Mike Rodriguez. I mean, I'm not overly impressed with him. In his last fight, he got KO'd by Da Un Jung. Previous to that, I remember the win he got over Milstead. That one was pretty impressive. But based on what I saw, like I said, in this last couple fights, I can't pick Prachnio here. So I'm going to say Rodriguez by TKO. Then we got Ovince St. Preux and Alonzo Menefield. So this is another bet here. I have Ovince St. Preux as the dog. He looks significantly bigger at the weigh-ins. And, you know, he's gone to decision with Reyes. He can take a big shot. I mean, he can be put out as well, but we've seen that if he can weather the storm with Menefield and take that power off his punches, he's not nearly as dangerous. So I could see St. Preux picking up a decision in this fight. Early on, it's going to be a tough one, though. He's going to have to weather that storm. But like I said, I think he can do it, and I did put in a bet on St. Preux as well. So that's the third dog bet of the night. I'm going to say Ovince St. Preux by submission in the third round. Then we got Pedro Munhoz and Frankie Edgar. So, you know, Frankie Edgar's been around forever. He's a tough guy. And I do think the line's off here. I think it's a bit disrespectful. Plus 250, basically because of his chin, right? I don't think the bookies feel like, you know, he can hold up in a fight against Munhoz, especially a firefight, right? If it gets close and Munhoz tries to go for the kill and he gets clipped, I don't know how many shots he can take at this point. But the line where it's at, Edgar was up at plus 250. I couldn't resist that. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about it, just because, like I said, I do think he's on the tail end of his career. He's been in a ton of wars, taken a ton of damage, and he was KO'd in his last fight. So, you know, it is a tough one, but Munhoz didn't look great in his last performance. If Edgar can stick and move, I could see him picking up a decision in this fight. So I'm going to go with Frankie Edgar. That's the fourth dog of the night. I'm going to pull up the bets now. So I'm going to say Edgar by decision if I didn't go over that. So we have the 4 dogs and then small parlay shot. I do consider this a bit risky just because I don't really love the odds, but Timur Valiev and Mike Rodriguez. You know, there's some value on this card. It's either going to be a fly high or a crash and burn type of night. But you got to take shots on the value if you want to make money in the long run, right? As far as last week's winners, nobody really had a great night. But I do want to give the quick shout out to 8 Shy, always coming through with in-depth breakdowns. And also Mehar Saeed's been leaving some in-depth breakdowns. So I know those take some time to do. I appreciate it. I get back to everybody, right? If you guys take the time to leave a comment, give your breakdowns. For the most part, I respond to those. That's about it, guys. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.